and welcome to the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AfterBuzz TV, Season 7. Guys, okay, I think I'm getting a touch of the Louise, which is the title of this episode. We'll be breaking down the episode and talking about what we loved and didn't love, but we loved everything because it's Bob's Burgers. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I was so focused on remembering to say the episode title, and it's Season 3 of Star Wars Rebels, which I also
Oh my god, that's true.
And then I didn't say the title last week on Star Wars Rebels, so I just was like, I'm gonna get this title out, and then I said the season wrong. It's all good though. It's fine. It happens.
Got this. At least you didn't melt a doll.
That is true. That is true.
Time.
I'm having a much better day than the majority of the Belcher family on this episode of Bob's Burgers. So welcome everyone to the Bob's Burgers After Show.
Yay.
We're all live. We're here on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, remember guys, you can always listen to us on iTunes as well. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes. Leave us reviews over there. We love hearing what you guys think. But if you are watching live, we are following along with the live chat and that hashtag ABTV Bob's Burgers, because I like long hashtags and I like the title of this show. It's very self-explanatory. I am Emma Fyffe. I can be found all over the internet wherever Emma Fyffes are sold at my name, Emma Fyffe, and I am joined by a wonderful panel, both of whose names begin with A. I'm always outnumbered with the
Every
A host.
time.
Hey, at least my name also starts with a vowel, so I don't feel that left out.
It's true.
But we have the wonderful Andrew. Is your last name Mena or Mena?
It's Mena.
Andrew
Just
Mena.
Men with an A at the end.
Perfect.
Yeah, you can find me on the internet on Twitter at Andrew Mena, sorry, and on Instagram at the Andrew Mena, because someone beat me to the original one.
Oh, that's
I hate that.
I mean,
hate that.
if you're willing to sell it, sir, you know where to find
Yes, Andrew will pay you a very handsome price. $5.
$5
was like, mostly with
dollars.
hugs.
Yes.
Just kidding, actual money.
And the lovely Alexis Torres.
Hey guys, I missed your faces, especially you two.
I know, it's great to be here.
Yeah,
So happy
you can find
to.
me all over the internet at atorres890. That's ATORRES 890.
Now, I apologize that we were not here last week. I got my wires totally crossed because, see, Ash vs. Evil Dead comes back this week, so I got it in my head that Bob's Burgers and Ash vs. Evil Dead came back the same week.
It's all good because I totally did not even realize that Bob's Burger was coming back so quickly. 'Cause
Yeah.
I thought we had like another month. And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, whatever. And then
Totally
they're like, hey,
got my
who's ready
wires
for
crossed.
that premiere? And I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
The what now?
I don't know what you're talking about.
But it ended up being really fortuitous because
Yes.
football or something made there be no Bob's Burgers this week, so we can have our after show so people can still get their Bob's Burgers fixed
Heck
this
yeah.
way.
Can we talk about how football shouldn't be allowed to do that to
I
our Bob's
agree.
Burgers?
I agree.
That's legislation.
Exactly. Yes, I do think that should be written into television law.
Absolutely. We've got an election coming up, and I think some candidates could really improve their platforms by talking about this issue.
I
Please.
agree. I
Yes.
totally agree. But it was also very fortuitous because we gained Andrew for
Yeah,
our
it's
panel.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. Thanks
Now,
for having
okay,
me, guys.
so Andrew, I want to know
Yes.
then from you, first of all, when did you first discover Bob's Burgers? Like, when did you
goodness.
first start watching it?
I've been actually watching it since it came out.
Oh,
I was
great.
a big fan when it came out. I'm a Sunday Fox cartoon watcher.
wonderful,
Fairly
yes.
regularly. I was a fan
Great.
of American Dad, and a little less so Family Guy as they go along, you know. Always The Simpsons, but Bob stuck out to me in a certain way. There's like, as we've obviously all come to love, like that really naturalistic dialogue.
Yeah.
They all record together. All of the actors and comedians who were in the show, I was already like, I love these people. So it really wasn't that big of a jump into the show.
right,
So.
Right.
totally, absolutely.
For a while here, yeah.
Yeah. And then who is your favorite character?
Oh goodness, so many characters. That's such a hard question. I think it's kind of a toss-up for me between Teddy
Okay.
and,
Oh my God,
and
Teddy.
Mr. Fischoeder. Because I love both of them for such reasons, and they're
my God,
both played by
that's so-
such talented voice actors
Oh.
who commit 110% to everything they say.
Absolutely.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is so great. So then I also want to ask you, because this is something that
Please.
we've discussed on the show before, is, okay, so what character do you want to be, and what character do you think you actually are,
Good
like, internally?
question. Yes, that's the question. I mean, in all honesty, I'm probably a Jean.
Okay,
You know,
I can totally
just
see
like
that.
I'm a nerd. Okay, la, da, da. But in my heart of hearts, I want to be a Louise.
Yeah,
I mean,
Self shirt. Everyone
yeah,
wants to be
Yeah,
Louise.
everyone's.
So
Yeah.
I think that's probably where I am on the Belcher family scale.
Yeah, it's funny because I'm talking just specifically about the Belcher family. Like, I feel like I sort of like project a Louise that like I'm very assertive to the point that sometimes it's a little aggressive and try
in the best way.
yeah, and just try to act like nothing phases me, but like I'm totally Tina, like 100% on the inside.
Now that I've thought about it, I'm actually a slightly more Linda. Probably.
Okay, yeah.
I'm probably a little bit more Linda than I am Jean. But
No, but that's exactly how I feel because I want to be I want to be a Tina because technically she's actually very confident with like
She
her
is.
sexual
No,
she
she
is.
totally is.
and I'm like not even close to that.
that-
But like I'm totally a Linda because I love
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
equally, but I'm also like, oh, you touch my children, I will cut you.
yeah. Yep.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I'm a little bit Linda because I love wine as much
Yeah.
as she does.
Oh my god.
Turning things into songs, you guys.
No, that's like-
turning
that's all
things
of
into
us.
songs.
Yep,
Okay,
100%.
great.
100%.
Same page, y'all.
Well, speaking of songs, we had a musical episode to
Yeah.
kick things off.
Another
One of many.
too.
Yes, one of many. I don't think any musical for me will ever live up to Work Hard or Die Trying Girl.
That's a great one.
But I did enjoy this episode.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was obviously like a little bit Wizard of Oz spoof. I actually wish that they'd done more with that. You know what I actually think I would have really enjoyed if they'd done like straight up Wizard of Oz parody. Because when I was at Comic-Con, I did get a chance to interview Loren Bouchard, the creator of the series, and he was telling me about this episode. And so I was really, really excited to see it. And while I liked it, I think that there could have been more of the like, we're all banding together on this journey with Louise through her fever dream. I don't know. What do you guys think?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah. I mean, I agree to a degree. Absolutely, I would love for there to have been
Yes.
more of a like team component to
Sure.
her adventure, like especially because they're all named after those Japanese like spirits. Is
Yeah.
it? You have something to say about this.
Every single one of
Yeah.
these is a
Alexis
type
wrote it down.
of Japanese yokai or supernatural creatures. So we had I'm gonna butcher all these names, so I apologize now.
Totally okay. Bakaneko.
Thank you. Who is an
Bakaneko,
actual
dumb cat?
Yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what it
Do
is.
you speak the Japanese?
A little bit.
little bit.
A little tiny
All
bit.
right.
Yeah, which is it's a supernatural creature, and it's, according to its name, it is a cat that has changed into a yokai. And then the other one, which I'm not even gonna say, was just Linda's, which is funny because I love octopi, so I love that she was an octopus.
Akoro Kamui.
Akora Kamui,
Kamui.
which was a gigantic octopus-like or giant squid monster, and
Ikuda Kamui.
yes,
Yeah. Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
And then,
Squid God.
Yeah, it's pretty. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
And then the
Awesome.
other one is kind of weird because it's Dodomeki, which is a supernatural monster just listed in a book series. It's not even like an actual like thing. It looks like it's a warrior of some sort of thing. And then Mizuki is just a Japanese dragon.
Water.
So, a water
something.
deity.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
exactly. But I thought it was cool because we always, like Andrew and I were talking about it, the fact that we know that Bob and Tina, not Tina, Louise love kung fu movies.
They
and
do,
martial-
yeah,
they
they
watch
love
Hawk and
samurai
Chick.
films.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought it was interesting that Louise decided to name all of her favorite stuffed animals after
Right, they're all-
mystical.
Yeah, they're all the creatures
Japanese
from those.
yokai.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, and also
to me.
they talk about the book a lot, you know, because Bob does that whole segment where he has read the book by what was his name, Clyde the toy guy.
Oh, Clyde, yeah.
that
love-
whole scene was
I love
fantastic.
That
Clyde
was
so much.
incredible.
Yeah.
I actually, that's the thing is that like, and don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Louise's fever dream, but I actually enjoyed all the stuff that was
Yeah,
going on with
all
her
of the-
family
the
outside
business,
of the
yeah.
dream so much.
I also love how afraid of Louise they are. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
she's so tiny, you guys. Like,
They're
Yeah.
all terrified of
but
her.
I love how they
It's true.
couldn't hold her down while they're trying to get
How is she
her
so
down.
sick but yet so strong?
Yeah. totally, yeah.
I loved that whole entire
I agree.
thing.
I love to when Louise was like in bed with all of her little stuffed animal Japanese yokai friends.
Getting
I love that.
the whole group together, and then she's like, "Oh, I gotta get Kujikobi, my favorite." I mean, I don't have favorites. Like she got
If I
really
had
awkward
one.
with her toys.
Yes.
Like I would never pick favorites, guys.
Well,
Like,
I mean, we've all
it's too
been there
bad.
though, especially after Toy Story. We're like, okay,
Yes,
you know
true.
what?
True.
We should have a meeting.
Everybody,
Don't kill me in my sleep.
Right.
I love you all equally, and good night.
Yeah,
You know?
Bob's
basically.
Burgers is a good show at like acknowledging that there is like a larger world of like media that they are consuming while you know what I mean. Like a lot of shows are just like no, they don't know what zombies are because they don't have that in this
Yeah.
world.
No, you're right. I think that is one of the things
Bob's is this world.
that is so that makes Bob so appealing is the fact that like they are absolutely existing in this world. So in additional to having these heightened but relatable, just like regular family stories, they also make it extra relatable by being by referencing other pop culture, and they do it in a subtle way where it's not like infringing on copyright or anything.
Right.
But it's like, it's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Very, very deft.
Yeah.
But I also love how they also change, because we know these actors as they're much older.
Sure.
People,
Yes.
but I love how we were able to get Louise, because we forget sometimes that she's a grade schooler,
Yeah.
that she had a moment of being kind of a kid and knowing that, oh man, I'm really sick, I want my favorite toy to cheer me up. Oh my god, you ruined it.
Yeah.
I
I will
hate you
never
all.
forgive
I
you,
will
yeah.
never forgive you ever, 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 ever.
Well, and it is always nice to, because Louise, as I said earlier, she is like such a force of nature.
Yeah.
And she's just
Right.
so aggressive and so like, I don't care about anything, nothing, I have no feelings, nothing hurts me. To see her in that kind of sick, vulnerable state, like still very much being Louise and being like, no, I'm invincible and I don't want to go to school, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
But also seeing again that sort of childlike vulnerability of, oh, I want to have all of my toys in my bed with me. And,
Yeah, I
it's
wanna
very,
cuddle
very
and-
sweet and very humbling.
yeah, it was.
Yeah. If you must know, he's my duty buddy. Like, just,
Yes.
aw,
Yeah.
You still need someone to help you poop.
Yeah,
It's adorable.
You gotta have
Cutie.
Kuchikopi with you there.
Yeah.
Who unfortunately, when
So what
Took the plunge.
technically happened? Because like for some odd reason.
okay, so Kuchikopi was in the bathroom.
Yes,
Right.
because there was a duty buddy.
Yes.
Sitting next to the
Yes.
toilet.
Right.
As one does.
Yes, and then Linda accidentally knocked Kuchikopi
Picked
in
it up.
and dropped it in the toilet by
Okay,
accident.
yeah.
And then tried to rinse it off in the sink, which actually made it kind of worse.
Yeah,
have
because
to-
in my
and-
brain I'm like, it's a nightlight, isn't it? So you shouldn't get water
Well, I think
on it.
well, they mention it's acrylic.
Right,
okay.
So it's acrylic, so it's like basically plastic.
Right.
And they also mention oh goodness. I
No,
was
did they
gonna
say vinyl?
vinyl?
Yes,
Maybe it's
yeah,
vinyl.
yeah.
It's sorry.
It's one of those.
I'm
Vinyl,
wrong.
acrylic,
It's
that's
some sort of-
fine.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so it's vinyl.
Yeah.
Still basically plastic.
No, like
But they
Mhm.
mention when she drops it in, she's like, I got water in there. So you have to imagine that this is like a toy that has like a little like indentation, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it gives a little bit.
Yes.
So when she dropped it in, it got
You know what?
water.
I've always
It's hard
thought of
to
it
get
as
out.
being kind of like those, like the face part on a glowworm. Do you know what I'm talking
Yes,
about?
yeah, because it's like that weird plastic.
Yeah,
and
but it's
like,
kind of rubbery. Did you
Yeah.
never have glowworms?
I don't
Oh
know
my
what it
goodness.
God, those things were creepy and
My,
awesome.
my
at the same
brother
time.
had one. They were basically these little baby dolls.
So creepy.
They had little baby doll faces and big, like, happy eyes. And the bodies
show me?
yeah.
were
Oh,
like
God.
shaped like a worm. Look
at those
pod.
little fricks.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Man, they were the best
I don't
nightlights
know.
though
That's
when you
like-
were little.
Oh, okay.
But
Those
yeah,
are like
they're-
Cabbage Patch Kids or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they light up.
Yeah, but
Okay.
their faces lit up, and so I've always thought of Kuchikopi as being kind of
No,
like
correct.
one of those, but without the soft part, without
Yeah.
the fabric part of the body.
Yeah,
see that.
1988.
Yeah,
High school.
so that it's part toy, part nightlight.
No, correct. Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I was
That's
thinking of
awesome.
him being a little bit more like a dinosaur toy, you know, that it's like
Oh,
made
like that weird
it's made of like
plastic.
thick plastic, but then it's
Yeah.
like hollow inside and it's got like one little divot
Ah,
in there.
okay.
You
The
know,
ones that- so
See,
you can find the
because I've
switch.
definitely
Yeah.
dropped those kinds of dinosaur toys in like water and
And-
been like, why
oh,
is there
it's
still
full of water
in
now.
Oh
here?
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause she shook it too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
But you know
Because
that
that's
you
why
could
they were
probably-
trying to bake it in the oven, is because there's
Right,
water
so trying to get
inside
the
of it.
water
Yeah.
out of it like you do with a cell phone.
Yeah.
What? I've heard of putting cell phones in rice, but not putting it in the oven.
Yeah.
No, I mean I've heard of people trying to do that, but it never works out.
And just they started in a good place, like, oh, let's do it 100 degrees, so it's really like almost warm, like almost room temperature. It's not
Yeah,
gonna be
it's-
that bad.
yeah,
They're
you're
like,
right.
no, let's do 200 degrees because we're stupid.
I was like, why would Bob even say? I love how Bob's like, I know know this oven pretty well, so I'm gonna put it to 200
Oven
degrees.
brag.
I'm like, you realize that you can cook meat at 200.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well,
why would you do that?
Yeah.
They did it because they're like, Louise is gonna
She's gonna
notice
know, because
that
they're so
it's
afraid
taking
of her, yeah.
so long to get Kuchikopi back to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would rather her have Kuchikopi wet than
Yeah.
Melted,
yeah.
yeah.
Did they not think like to just tell her the it is
Then it
is
fell
really
in the toilet,
funny.
and
Yeah,
we washed
that's the-
it, and
yeah.
that's what we got. Here's a towel to wrap Kuchikopi around
Yeah.
it, and it will eventually soak out.
I think, I'm sorry. It's just so nice that they are. I mean, it's such a fun thing plot wise that they're so
Yeah.
scared of
Oh,
her.
no, totally.
That if they weren't, it would have kind of fixed everything.
Yeah, because I can totally imagine Jean and Tina being scared because it makes sense. They're siblings.
Right.
You know, there's always been that one time where you're like,
Yeah.
oh god, that's gonna ruin our
Yeah.
But like, I would never think Bob and Linda would be like, oh
Right.
sweet Christmas.
I did not even question it until we were talking about it just now. I was like, oh yeah, they're
Yeah.
right.
Oh,
she
yeah,
would
she's-
totally lose it.
Yeah, it was crazy to me.
I feel like
especially
we've
to her
seen Bob
parents.
being scared of her before too.
Yeah,
like when
well,
he was like a
you've seen it.
chaperone and stuff at the
Yeah.
trip.
But not
Yes.
Linda. She's
But not
usually
Linda,
like
yeah.
she's usually like tough mom.
She did get a little like out of hand during the mother-daughter razor thing.
Let's not talk
Yes.
about that. Okay, that
You're
one,
right,
That
you're
one
right.
was pretty bad. I was like, come on, because it was crazy. Because the past few episodes in season 6, Linda was like on top of it.
Yeah.
So that's why I was like, what happened? What's going on?
Yeah,
Linda?
why now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that with Linda, it was justified for me because she was the one who had made the mistake.
True. You know what? That's true. That's true. She's usually good about fixing other people's mistakes.
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah. Yeah, she's good at coming to other people's aid. She's not always so good
fixing her own
at
problems.
fixing her own problems.
Hence why I'm Linda.
No.
Could never do anything that I've done.
Well, I was gonna say because of the singing, but
Yeah, that too.
And the wine.
All the wine.
all the wine.
Anyway, yeah, so basically, because the family is so terrified of Louise, who's in the midst of having this fever dream because she won't take her medicine and she spit her medicine out and they knocked out the whole medicine bottle because she's just so forceful, there's this really great plot line of Teddy showing up and being like, I got this guy, it's Clyde the toy guy, and they go,
I got a toy guy.
yeah,
I got a guy, Bobby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
who you can just go to in the middle of the night if you need an emergency toy.
I was sitting there going, why do you have a 24-hour toy store? Is that like, I mean, I would love that.
I love everything about Clyde. I love that Clyde is wearing a bathrobe as a coat.
He had no idea that
He
it
had
was
no-
a bathrobe.
Oh, this is a bathrobe.
No, that
I've been wearing
whole
this as a coat for a while.
You can ask Andrew. He saw it because I just watched the episode. I waited until today to watch it, and I was like, why is he wearing a bathrobe? Oh, he thinks it's a jacket. Oh my god, he didn't realize that was a bathrobe.
That was
So good.
such a fun, specific joke.
yeah, like they didn't have to put that in there, but I'm so glad that they did because it was just perfect.
Yeah.
One of my favorite moments in that little scene is just when he like brings Teddy aside after he's like
Doesn't
the
know
books,
about
the
the
books.
books, doesn't know about
he's
the
like,
books.
what do
Who is-
and
who
he
is
even goes.
bringing this
and I
guy?
wrote this down. He goes, what are you bringing in here? What are you bringing in here? Like this guy isn't even a person. He's a what? Like it's
Yes.
great.
Yes.
What kind of garbage is this guy?
And he's like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you guys have to sit down and I'm gonna read this book to
yeah,
you. And
I have to do it. You won't do the voices, right?
Right.
Yep.
And I thought he was starting a mob or something. I was like,
Yeah.
what, is there like a thing that we don't know about? And then he did it. And I loved the conversation when they got back in the car.
Yes.
It was so good.
Yeah.
They were just so happy.
Can we also talk about that girl who's like,
girl-
I need the toy
Yeah.
now. I told all my friends that I had one and they said, prove it, so I'm here. And
Yeah.
I told them I was in the bathroom, but
Yeah,
I
that
didn't-
was. She literally ran away from her party.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Oh,
I
no.
totally agree with you how you loved Louise's fever dream, but anything outside of the fever dream
Yeah,
was so
Oh, it was
funny.
so funny because again, it's those really specific details
Yeah.
that make it so funny
So
because it's like no one would ever do this, but if you could, you would. Like,
No, like if I had a toy guy named Clyde who sits there and reads me stories and is like really passionate about it.
Clyde, if you're out there, we're looking for you.
Exactly.
No, seriously.
Like, send us your
You
address.
know where to tweet at us.
We
Yeah.
will come buy toys from you at any time of the night.
And listen to any story that you feel is necessary.
Yes.
True.
Dear
we all
God.
need a coochie copy at this point.
Oh,
So.
100%.
And
I need to know what's the story behind
Yeah,
Coochie
I wanna
Copy.
read the
I'm
Coochie
upset that
Copy
we didn't
story.
get to like fully listen to it.
Yeah.
So I hope that there's a Coochie Copy book coming out because I just bought the Bob's Burgers
Oh, the
book.
cookbook?
I just bought it. So
Oh, dope.
for
Yes.
when after the during the holidays, I'm gonna start trying to make a burger like for November.
yes.
And I'm
I'll
totally
watch
gonna
that
do it.
YouTube channel.
Hell
The
yeah!
burger of the day was the endive had the time of my life.
I was like, I hope somebody wrote that down because I forgot. And I was like, that's so beautiful.
And I was like, that sounds delicious. Olives are great. Yeah, but I agree with you, Alexis. You were saying about how we were talking about the conversation they had in the car, you know, when they were driving away.
Good.
It was so... I always love when Bob, who's kind of the most... like normal-ish.
Yeah.
Certainly surface level most normal member of
Unless
his
you bring
family.
up cooking, and then he just becomes
exactly.
Yeah.
weirdest freak.
Yeah. Like everyone has their little like,
Their
and that's the thing is like I think that is a realistic reflection of life.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because everyone has something that they're like so passionate about that it's a little weird.
And you're like, whoa.
And certainly with Bob it is cooking. It's burgers. He's just so...
I mean, come on, guys. He talks to his vegetables.
He
Like,
does.
come on.
He makes the voices for
For
them.
them, and it's adorable. But yeah, I want a Coochie Kopi book.
Yeah. Well, because I love whenever Bob is like super accepting of stuff that's like kind of strange. Because Clyde obviously did a very dramatic reading of these Coochie Kopi books for him.
Which I hope are going to be released on audible.com.
Yes!
Something, and I want Clyde to read them to me. That voice actor, please.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh
I thought this was actually also a really cute moment for Teddy and Bob just as friends.
Yeah.
Because there's always kind of the question of whether or not Teddy and Bob are really friends. And
Well,
you know,
yeah,
have a couple
we
of
had
those
that test
episodes.
also in this episode where he's like, I feel like you're not listening to me, Bobby. And he's like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, he cares about you so much.
He loves you
Especially,
so much,
I'm like,
dude.
Bobby, you can't get mad at him. He helped you get off that toilet in the 100th episode. I mean, like, he's always there for you,
Yeah.
and he's always there buying a burger and
He
eating
brought
it in
over
front of you.
his like heat gun so that they could try to fix Coochie Kopi
I mean, he
the first
really
time.
wanted that hockey game though on, but Bob couldn't even couldn't even do that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Amy Schumer was the voice of the girl that came and knocked on the door.
Are you
What?
serious?
That's hilarious.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, I was looking at it. It's like
Cameo.
actress Amy Schumer guest stars. I was like, she did.
That's
What did she do?
hilarious.
That's fantastic. Now I have to
That's
rewatch it now.
So spectacular.
Just for her.
Yes.
Oh my god, that's great.
Yeah. But I love that Coochie Kopi was randomly like slightly German.
Wait, what the hell was that? What was up with
That
that?
accent the Coochie Kopi had like in the Fever Dream world.
Yeah, it was like yeah, I can't do it.
No,
but
no,
it was,
but
like,
you were really
slightly
close.
Strange.
Yeah.
Slightly off. It's kind of something lilty and like
Yeah,
up
I
here.
know, like,
Yeah,
it's
that's
so
pretty good.
strange. That was
Yeah,
really
it was
good.
it was like the voice you would do if someone's like, do like a Hannibal the Cannibal voice. And he's
But
like,
as a
okay,
German.
but like a tiny, like
like a tiny
but
German.
a gerbil, like a little
Yeah.
gerbil who is going to eat you.
Yes.
He was he did not like any of the other toys. I was like, what?
No.
He jumped right
What
to
is going-
kill him. Like,
But I
all
like that
the
we
time.
didn't get different voices for the other.
For the other Coochie Kopi, they were
Yeah.
all the same person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
cool.
that Bob was the bear.
Yeah, and it,
Yeah,
and it,
yeah.
and it
Maker.
was H. John Benjamin doing
No,
the
like-
voice of Coochie Kopi.
Yeah. I was like, who?
Yeah, yeah. I listened. When the
Had a
first time I
moment.
listened to it, I was like, "Who?"
But
Wait
then
a
as soon as,
second.
as soon as it became bad Coochie Kopi, I was like, oh, there it is.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
I
There we
always
go.
forget, and then I'm reminded of how many voices he does.
I
It's
know
so
because his
many.
own speaking voice is so distinctive.
Yeah.
He
you
has
would
to
think he wouldn't have that much range. It's
Yeah.
kind of like I mean, and she's incredibly talented, but it's like Kristen Shaw.
Yup.
That is what her
Yup.
voice sounds
Yeah.
like.
Oh.
Dan Mintz is the same way. Like if you talk to
Yeah.
Dan, it's like talking to Tina.
No,
Like,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, if you guys need to go look at Emma's Comic Con of the Bob's Burgers cast. Listening to Dan, I was like, I'm not listening. I don't see Dan. I see
see
Tina.
Tina. I
Because I was listening to it at work and I was typing. I was like, whoa, you're
That's
talking
so
to
funny.
Tina.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah,
to me.
cool.
it is. It's
I love it.
super rad. But yeah, H. John Benjamin like really does have like quite a range.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the thing was so even though I wish there would have been kind of like a team up,
Yeah.
a la Wizard of Oz with the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and
Yeah.
Cowardly Lion. I did like how it ended with the two Coochie Kopis,
That was
and I was
nuts.
like,
That was
which
cool.
one is the good
Coochie
Coochie Kopi?
Kopi, yeah.
You know?
And I like that we even got to have that shot in the car too of of the
Yeah.
new Coochie
Yeah.
Kopi in the box, and then we had the
Yeah.
melted
The
one.
melted
I was like,
Coochie Kopi.
huh, interesting.
Yeah, it was. It was an interesting juxtaposition, and I did like kind of that bringing up that question of, it's kind of like the whole like no man is an island
Yep.
thing, where it's
Yep.
like I built this fortress, and
Yes.
I'm safe here. I have no feelings. I don't have to deal with anybody. I am indestructible. And then you have good Coochie Kobe there being like, oh, destroy fortress, forgive family.
And then she's like, all right, fine.
Yeah.
And I love how it really freaked out the family. She's like, I forgive you.
What?
And
Yeah.
then they're like, yeah, no, I forgive you. I'm
They're
on.
like, you got anything else for me to forgive?
And then she's like, oh gosh, Jean, and Tina's like, no, that was me. And she's like, oh wow, I'm
That's kind of
impressed.
impressed. So,
Tina.
this is a good little toot.
Again, man, she just
Yeah.
just that confidence just comes out of her
Yeah.
like her fart.
Yeah. Tina shines. That inner Tina just like shines through sometimes.
Shine bright like a Tina, I guess.
Shine
I
bright
know.
like a teen.
No, I love,
Right.
yeah, she's the best. And I liked that that she and Jean were characters that like appeared together in the dream world.
Yeah. And I love that Louise still called them idiots because that's what she does on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's
I love
so
that.
so true.
And then she just ran into that sign that said, "Do you shall not pass?" It's like, oh, come on, Louise.
As a Lord of the Rings fan, I enjoyed every single minute of that.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be awkward because you shall not pass.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just like,
So
sorry.
Yep.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's adorable.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just looking at some of the trivia for this episode. So the I don't know if you guys noticed the medicine that Louise
No, I
was
didn't.
taking. It was Flu Z.
Are you serious?
That's
I
hilarious.
completely missed that. That's awesome.
Just like FLU and giant
Z.
letter Z.
Yeah.
Like NyQuil. But
Yep.
Stop it.
Yep.
Love it.
Stop it.
Apparently, in the original script cover sketch for this show, for this episode, all of the characters, the dolls were stylized to look like the family members,
Oh,
but
I
then
mean,
they ended up just looking like the toys and having the family members' voices.
that makes sense.
The name of the toy store that they went to was About a Toy.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, ha, ha,
Yep.
aha,
Yeah.
I love it.
aha.
I see you.
Yep.
I didn't get to see what the store was on the side in the opening titles.
Oh, it was
like,
had something to do with ladies.
yeah, I thought it was like, that's what she something. It's like sod
Sod.
or seed or
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think it was that's what she saw, and it was like ladies like building furniture and
you
fixing
serious?
stuff. I don't know.
Oh.
I missed it. I was
I've
just
been really stuck on this idea of like a mechanic that is like just for women, run by women.
That would be
because I
amazing.
really don't know a lot about cars, and I would really like to learn, but I
Yeah.
just feel very intimidated by it.
What
mean,
would you
there's
call that place? That sounds great.
I don't know. I don't
But
know.
I'm so much to
sure
make
the
that up.
writers at Bob's Burgers would come up with a fantastic title.
Yeah, no, I would love that. Also, you guys should send us tweets what you guys think you would call
Yeah.
that.
What
'Cause
would
I
you
would like to
call
know.
an all-lady mechanic shop?
Yes,
Yeah.
use
Oh
that,
my God, the
that
internet.
hashtag ABTV Bob's Burgers and let us
Hashtag
know.
lady mechanics.
Lady
Hashtag
Mechanics.
Lady Mechanics.
I want to know because
Yeah,
that sounds
we gotta
awesome.
know. We're gonna ponder on this and we'll tweet about it later too.
Exactly, exactly.
I'll think of something.
Yeah, I have some ideas.
And then the company that makes Coochie Kopi Nightlight is seen on the box, and it's written in katakana, and it's Nora Toizu, which translates to Nora's Toys.
Wow.
Which is
Love
a
it.
reference to the writer of this episode, Nora Smith.
Oh, that's awesome. Nora,
that's
that was a
cool.
great episode.
Yeah.
Good job,
Good
Nora.
for you.
We
Yeah.
love you.
Yeah, it was super good. Yeah, as I say, it's like even though there were things that I didn't there were slight disappointments for me in terms of the actual fever dream. The other stuff with the family, everything
So
in
good.
About a Toy Shop especially was just comedy gold.
Mwah. Beautiful.
I really, really enjoyed both of Louise's verses in the song.
Yeah.
Musically, they
no,
were my
and that was the thing was
favorites.
I loved the songs.
The
Yeah.
songs are so awesome.
Yeah.
Even
They
though that
have
movie-
this wonderfully awkward like cadence of like it's musical theater, but it's also kind of weird and clunky because these are just kind of normal people.
I love how
doing
H.
it.
John Benjamin had to sing as Bob and also as Coochie
Coochie
Kopi, and I was
Yes.
like, whew,
And his,
buddy,
like-
you were hitting those notes.
Yeah.
Those falsetto flips were so funny.
I was like,
So
this is
good.
ridiculous because he goes from regular H. John Benjamin to be like really high. And I
Yes.
was like, oh my god, you're
Yeah,
adorable.
that was when I knew it was H. John Benjamin. Was when he
Yeah.
started singing. I was like,
ah.
There it is.
I'm like, you're having a hard time there, buddy.
Yep. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we discuss some things that might be coming up on this season of Bob's Burgers?
I'm good.
I'm
Go
super
for
happy
it.
with this
Super.
episode.
All right, great. Well, we're gonna. It's not exactly predictions, but it is the closest thing we can get to predictions. So
Let's do it.
And now,
Light show.
your AfterBuzz TV
Predictions.
The predictions are
So,
haunted.
so the next episode is called See Me Now. Teddy organizes a day trip on his newly refurbished boat.
Yes.
Yay.
In an attempt to impress his ex-wife.
Oh no.
We haven't met her yet, right? Or am I crazy?
Has she appeared on screen?
I don't. I think we talked about her
Yeah,
before.
we certainly talked about her a lot.
Quite a bit. I just don't
Yeah.
remember if we've actually seen her.
Yeah,
I mean, I could be wrong.
That's happening on Star Wars Rebels this season too, where it's like characters who they've like talked about a lot are
showing
finally
up.
showing up on screen,
like,
and you're
"Oh,
like,
God."
and you have that moment of being like, have they actually appeared? It's kind of like Norm's ex-wife on Cheers, never was never actually
a lot
on
of
screen.
just a lot of mentioning.
Yep. And then Tina which I talked a little bit about with Dan at Comic-Con. It was an episode about it's going to be the Halloween special, and
Oh my god, I'm so
Fantastic.
excited.
yeah, Tina is forced to seek the help of Mr. Ambrose after Tammy steals her idea for the annual Halloween
Tammy.
costume
Oh my
contest.
god, I'm
Wait,
so
she
sick
steals
of
her
Tammy.
costume? Oh my god.
Yeah, she steals her idea.
I can't
just- you
I
can't just do that.
Yep.
do that with Tammy anymore. She
Okay.
drives me up a freaking wall.
Jenny Slate, we love you, but Tammy.
No, like yeah, Jenny's like
do
amazing, but Tammy the character Tammy drives me up a wall. Ever since
God.
her
The
bat
bar
mitzvah.
episode.
Oh, I hate her
Yeah.
so much.
She's
And
such
the
a
newscast one with the lice. Oh, I can't do it anymore. Tammy drives me
Oh,
up.
nope.
Nope. I
Yeah.
hate her so much.
Tammy's she's got to get her
such a-
comeuppance soon, you know,
I
man?
hope so.
She's the
I
worst.
want that episode so bad. I mean, I'm not like trying to put too much ill will, but Tammy just kind of deserves it because she's just a terrible human being sometimes.
Oh my
Cartoon
goodness. Some other known plot lines that are coming up. Mr. Business is identified as a dead ringer for a spokes cat who died and
What?
gets into the world of cat modeling.
Are you
Of
serious?
course.
Yep. Fantastic.
That's
a
gonna
very
be an
Gale-heavy
awesome
episode. Yeah.
Finally, because we haven't had Gail forever.
I know.
And I need to know what
And
happened.
We haven't seen Gail since we found out.
That Mr. Franz has been cheating on her.
Yeah.
Piece of crap. I'm
I
still
mean,
mad about
did we
that.
ever think that Mr. Frond was gonna be like a good?
No, I didn't think he was gonna be
really.
good, but I didn't think he was actually gonna start dating somebody. Oh, I hate him.
Frond.
Frond and Tammy, man, driving me up a freaking wall.
Yep.
They should just marry each other.
Yeah.
No, they shouldn't. Cause
No,
that's,
you're right, that's
That's
really
their
gross.
children.
Yeah, absolutely not. And that would be
weird.
wrong on a lot of levels.
Bosburgers is not that far.
you guys. Yeah, you're right.
And then in terms of the Thanksgiving episode, apparently it is going to be about Louise going to great lengths to get the Thanksgiving pageant shut down.
What? Oh man, I wonder what
great.
Jimmy did
Oh,
for her to want to shut it down.
I know.
Something must have happened.
Yep. I want a town parade again, man. Like
That town parade
Yeah.
was awesome.
You gotta have a parade.
Yep.
Oh my god, I forgot about that
Yep.
episode.
That
So good.
was pretty fantastic. Yes, and it looks like around Christmas time we'll get an episode where Bob gets pulled into the high-stake world of underground gingerbread house building.
Oh snap, doodle.
God, writers are coming up with some
You guys
crazy
are amazing.
crap.
Yep.
I want to see that.
Yep.
I would love for that to be
I'm ready
real.
for that.
My
My body's ready for that.
body's ready. I have a mighty need.
Yep. Yep. So I'm very excited about some of the stuff we know is coming up. Anything that you guys would like to see this season? I mean, obviously we're dying to see Gail again because
I need to
we
know.
need to know.
I need to know.
How did that is that a mutual ending of that relationship? Does she know that he's like getting with other ladies?
Yeah.
God, I don't know. Yeah, I need my Gail back because I miss her episodes.
Yep.
So that's definitely something. I mean, everything that you just said is just like right up the alley that I'm like totally excited for. I'm ready for Tina to be a little bit more rambunctious.
Yep.
Because we had her weird graffiti boyfriend that was like
Yep.
out of the ordinary, and then we had some weird, at least moment in time where Jimmy was kind of jealous.
Yeah.
And wanted to be with Tina, and then I don't know what happened after
Well,
that.
and he gave her that rose on Valentine's Day. And
I was like, what's
Yeah.
happening? So I don't know. I hate it when Jimmy
Yeah.
puts me up on the fence. I'm like, come on, buddy, I'm
Yeah.
ready. And
Yeah.
nothing. So I want some of that.
See, these writers are smart. They know that sexual tension keeps audiences coming back, and as soon as you resolve
especially
that,
with Tina. And I'm like, stop it.
know.
I know she's a sexual being.
I would love to see like a new awesome love interest for Tina. I would love to see her be like really conflicted.
What, you
guys-
didn't like sloppy kiss graffiti?
What about Dancer Boy? Remember Dancer Boy?
Oh, God, I forgot about
Ben
him.
Schwartz. I love Dancer
Yeah.
Boy.
Oh, yeah, he was pretty awesome.
I mean, I kind of feel like because he like
Wasn't
basically
he a jerk, though?
No, he was nice.
No,
He asked her.
nice.
That was when Jimmy Jr. like gave her a maybe to the
that's
dance.
right, that's
and
right,
then the
that's
other
right.
boy was like, "Yeah, come to my dance." Like,
Oh
it'll be
yeah,
super fun.
and then Tina
Yeah.
said no, right? Because
Yep.
she wanted to be with Jimmy.
Well, eventually she did go to the. She tried to do both. It was the problem. Where she was like, "Maybe we can all be together."
Nope.
And she grabbed both their
Yes.
butts.
Both their butts?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about
It's
that.
like,
I'm so glad you
Tina,
brought that up.
you go.
Like that's one of my favorite tropes is like teenage girls that like envision themselves with every boy that they love.
It's true, though.
Like we saw it in the original '90s anime series of Sailor Moon. Like she had many instances where she like envisioned herself being
Loved by
with
a harem of
with both
boys.
Tuxedo Mask
Mask
and
and-
with Motoki, who she like had a thing for at the time.
Yep.
So
I remember that episode. I was like, wow,
Yep. I
I'm
was
never
like,
going to be as cool as you.
So Usagi's just gonna live a polygamous life. I'm into it.
Sure. I was just like, well, you save the earth and you have every lover. I hate you.
Yeah, and
Thanks a lot.
I really feel Tina could do the same. So.
Yeah, she could.
Hey man, I would love for her
Totally
to
could.
save the world with her horses
Yeah.
and her erotic novels.
And her sweet, sweet loving.
And
Yeah.
that butt and that butt spank big.
Yeah, and I would of course also love to see Linda get into some new Linda business ventures.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like it's been a
Absolutely.
while too. I want a more Bob and Linda adventure, just like something that's really good and then just becomes
Yeah,
chaotic
yeah.
after, because that's
Yep.
just how they roll.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
We've
Yes.
established that Mr. Fischoeder has a lot of resources, so I really want some of that to come back. And I'm looking for Indiana Jones, but Bob's Burgers version, where Linda and Bob have to do something archaeologically interesting.
Oh my god.
That's so
I would be
awesome.
super into that because remember the episode where she takes the plane lesson and there's the like
Yeah.
speedy
Oh my
guy.
God, that would be
Mr.
great.
Fischoeder steals the plane with his boat, so I mean he's not above doing some crazy
Oh, man.
high cost stuff.
That would be crazy if he needed Bob and Linda's help to get something,
I
but he was
know.
really just trying to get rid of them or
Oh,
something.
man.
I need some people who can lift meat to help me save something in the Congo.
Yeah.
And he's
Yeah.
like,
Like
Mr. Fischoeder, I don't want to do that. Well, you owe me a
You-
lot of
you
rent,
rent-
so you don't really have a lot of choice, do you, Bob?
And Linda's just like, oh,
Writes itself, you guys.
It does. That's
Come
so
on.
good.
And they're just
Listen,
like,
guys,
oh,
it-
adventure! I know how to drive a plane.
A writer who writes for Bob's Burgers.
Get Andrew.
Yeah,
Give Andrew a
to write that
call.
episode for you.
Go ahead and tweet at me.
Yeah, exactly. Because he again is available for business. He's
Yeah.
available to purchase your Instagram handles.
Yeah, if you
All
for
of
bar
it.
mitzvahs and weddings.
Yeah,
He's a very well-rounded man.
All
Do it.
of the above.
Yeah, look at that face. Do it.
Yes.
Do it.
So we certainly have a very exciting season of Bob's Burgers. I'm so happy
so
the
many
show
good
is back.
things. So many
I
good
just,
things.
it's so great to just every week, well, sort of every week,
Just about.
every week-ish, you just see this great comedy about this family that just likes each other.
Absolutely.
I'm
You
ready
know?
for Bob's Burgers to bring out another episode to bring out those heartstrings and
Yeah.
just pull them right out because they do that.
They do.
They do a really
do.
good job of it.
They do.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I need it.
Yep.
And like I already mentioned this earlier, but like the fact that they all record in the same room is really
It's
evident.
beautiful.
It is very
and
evident.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
And you can hear it too
There's
from
this
the
like
lines too.
absolutely, and like they probably are still very very close to whatever the script are. Like they're probably very very tight. But
Yeah.
I think there's something missing in a lot of animation right now that is that naturalistic quality. And I think
Yeah.
like I didn't really like it while I was on the air, but King of the Hill had it, and now
Yeah.
we're like
Not
there's this
so much.
void that Bob is like the only one that does.
That has the cast record. Yeah. It's
So good on you guys. Like,
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
love it. We can hear it, and it
I love every
makes a
minute of
big
it.
difference.
Yeah, no, it's definitely nice. We see it in a number of kids shows
Yeah,
still,
absolutely.
but yeah, it is definitely starting to become less and less the norm, especially as animated series get more into using kind of celebrity talent.
Yeah.
People's schedules are just so crazy,
Yeah, of
and
course.
so they have to record a lot of the time, one person at a time, and that's not the case with Bob's Burgers, and I agree with you. You can definitely really hear that, and there's just something really special about the show.
Absolutely. It's a boon to us, the
Yeah.
audience.
Exactly, and I'm excited that we will have the opportunity to keep talking about it because it's still here, and I hope it's around for a long, long time to come.
Same.
Agreed.
Yes. So that's gonna conclude this episode of the Bob's Burgers After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. Alexis, where can people find you on the internet?
Well, you can find me all over social media at atorres890. I'm also here doing a bunch of after shows now because fall TV is back in full swing,
Heck
clearly, because
yeah.
we're here for Bob's Burgers. Yeah! Fall TV! So I
I just spent a majority of my Saturday covering Luke Cage with some really awesome people.
Yeah.
So definitely look that up because we're also doing that next Saturday for another 4 episodes. Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Hey.
So it's gonna be awesome. I'm doing Timeless tomorrow, which Zach would have some words about that, but definitely check that out with me. And definitely Lethal Weapon every Wednesday. I'm not gonna be here this Wednesday, but next Wednesday for sure because that show's actually pretty freaking sweet.
Awesome.
So yeah, go for it.
Andrew, how about you?
Oh, I'm on the Van Helsing one. If you want to listen to some Van Helsing, that's at 7 o'clock, right before this one. It's on Sci-Fi. It's pretty fun. It's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to find me on another podcast, check out the Anytime program on iTunes, or check out my sketches. I make comedy, funny sketches at youtube.com/gsquad6.
And I'm Emma Fyffe. I can be found all over the internet at my name, Emma Fyffe, EMMAFYFFE. That is all F's as in Fred, if you are listening. No S's as in
Fred.
snake.
No.
They tend to sound the same on the phone or when they're recorded into a microphone and transmitted into your ears. You can find me on a number of shows here at AfterBuzz TV. Stick around. Coming up later tonight, we have got the Ash vs. Evil Dead after show. That'll be live at 10 o'clock p.m. I'm also doing Star Wars Rebels. We're in season 3, and we, though the show airs on Saturdays, we do our after show on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock p.m., so be sure to check that out. While Bob's Burgers will be back next week, I will not. I will be away. But these guys will be here.
We get to deal with these people.
Hold them down, hold them down
there.
before. You're gonna get a double dose of A-names.
Hold that fort all the way down.
And
All the
it's
way.
gonna be fantastic. So again, guys, remember you can tweet at us throughout the week, throughout your lives, using that hashtag ABTV Bob's Burgers. Let us know what you think, and they will see you next week. Bye, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.